Hello my dear students. Today we can study about our circulatory system, the circulation of blood in our body or the working of our heart. So what about our heart? Heart is slightly triangular in shape. Okay, and it is made up of special type of muscles called cardiac muscles. And what about the size of our heart? The size of our heart is about the size of our fist. So this is the size of my fist. So this is the size of my heart. And the heart is present in our chest cavity and it is slightly tilted towards the left side of our body. Okay. Then this triangular shaped heart, it is covered by a sheath called pericardium. So it is covered by pericardium. And again it is divided into four chambers. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is divided into four chambers. And the two upper chambers, this and this, two upper chambers are called atria. So what is the name of the upper chambers? Upper chambers are called atria. And the two lower chambers are called ventricles. Upper chambers, atria, lower chambers are called ventricles. And the left side is completely separated from the right side by a wall called septum. So the left side is completely separated from the right side by a partition called septum. So when we are standing like this is my left side, this is my right side. So before pig diagram also, this is the left side, this is the right side. So when we are drawing, our right hand will be on the left side. So this is the left side and this is the right side. So left side is completely separated from the right side. So blood in the left side won't mix with the blood in the right side. Okay. So these two are atria. So this is the right atria, this is the left atria, and this is the right ventricle and this is the left ventricle. Okay. And we know blood get oxygen from our alveolus in the lungs. So blood will be rich in oxygen when blood flows out from the lungs. And this blood rich in oxygen is called oxygenated blood. And when the oxygenated blood flows in between the cells, what happens? Through diffusion, oxygen will enter into the cells. And after respiration, carbon dioxide from the cells will enter back into the blood. Then the blood will become rich in carbon dioxide. And that carbon dioxide rich blood is called deoxygenated blood. So oxygen rich blood is oxygenated blood and carbon dioxide rich blood is deoxygenated blood. So deoxygenated, usually oxygenated blood is given red color and deoxygenated blood is given blue color because deoxygenated blood is little more darker than oxygenated blood because it have more impurities. Okay, now we can look at the working of our heart. So we study there are four chambers in our heart and this left side is completely separated from the right side. And this left atria and left ventricle. In between this there is a wall and two valves are opened into this. And the name of the valves is bicuspid valve or another name is mitral valve. So the valve between left atria and left ventricle is called bicuspid valve or mitral valve. And again in between right atria and right ventricle there are three valves and it is called as tricuspid valve. Okay. So now we can look at the working. So blood get oxygen from the lungs. So from the lungs oxygenated blood will flow into our heart and it is flowing into the left atria. So from the lungs oxygenated blood flow through a blood vessel into the left atria and the name of that blood vessel is pulmonary vein. So through pulmonary vein oxygenated blood from lungs reaches the left atria. And when the left atria is filled with blood, it will contract. When it contracts, due to that high pressure, this bicuspid valve will open and blood will flow into the left ventricle. And when the left ventricle is filled with blood, this bicuspid valve will close so that it won't allow backflow of blood. So now the left ventricle is filled with blood and it will contract. When it contracts, we can see a blood vessel is going out from the left ventricle. And the name of that large artery is called aorta. And there is a valve in front of it called aortal valve. So when the left ventricle contracts, due to that pressure, this aortal valve will open and the blood will flow into this big artery called aorta. And this large artery again, it is divided into so many arteries, and these arteries flow to different parts of our body. And these arteries carry oxygenated blood to all parts of our body. And we can see, we study arteries are connected to narrow tubes called capillaries. So these are capillaries, and capillaries are flowing in between the cells. And when capillaries flow in between the cells, oxygen from these capillaries enter into the cells, respiration take place, and carbon dioxide from these cells will enter back into the blood in the capillaries. So now the blood in the capillaries become deoxygenated, and that deoxygenated blood from the capillaries. So we have studied capillaries, other end is connected to veins. So the deoxygenated blood from the capillaries flow into veins, and all the veins in our body are connected to a large vein called vena cava. And this vena cava carry that deoxygenated blood into right atria of our heart. So vena cava carries the blood to the right atria of our heart. And when right atria is filled with blood, it will contract. Due to that pressure, this tricuspid valve will open and the deoxygenated blood will flow into the right ventricle. And when it is filled, the valve will close. It won't allow backflow of blood. And again we can see one blood vessel is going out from this right ventricle. We can see one blood vessel going out. And this blood vessel name is pulmonary artery. And there is a valve at the opening called pulmonary valve. So when this is filled with blood, right ventricle will contract. When right ventricle contracts, due to that pressure, this pulmonary valve will open and that deoxygenated blood will flow through this pulmonary artery and reaches the lungs. And this deoxygenated blood, when it reaches the lungs, carbon dioxide from the blood by diffusion go into the alveolus, from alveolus to bronchioles, bronchi, trachea, pharynx, nasal passage, and through nostrils we will breathe out that carbon dioxide. Again the blood is oxygenated and the cycle continues through pulmonary vein. It reaches left atria, from left atria to left ventricle, from left ventricle through aorta to all parts of body. Through capillaries diffusion takes place. Oxygen goes into the cells, carbon dioxide enter into blood. From capillaries are connected to veins. All veins are connected to vena cava. Vena cava brings that deoxygenated blood to right atria to right ventricle. From right ventricle through pulmonary artery it reaches the lungs. So the cycle continues. Okay, and we can see in one complete cycle, the blood is entering the heart 2 times. So first time blood will come through the pulmonary vein into the heart. Second time blood is coming through the vena cava into the heart. So blood is entering 2 times in one complete cycle. So this cycle is called as, circulation is called as double circulation. So what is double circulation? Double circulation is the circulation in which blood enters the heart twice in one complete cycle. That circulation is called double circulation. So here first circulation is between lungs and heart. From lungs through pulmonary vein to heart, and from heart through pulmonary artery to lungs. And this circulation between heart and lungs, that is called pulmonary circulation. And again we can see through vena cava blood is entering to the heart, and through aorta blood is going from the heart. So there is a circulation between body part and heart, and that circulation is called systemic circulation. Okay, so in one complete circulation we can see two types of circulation: pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. And here we can see blood is coming to the heart into the left atria and right atria, and blood is pumped out from the heart from the right ventricle and left ventricle. So since blood is pumped with high pressure from the heart in their ventricles, the ventricles have a thicker wall than the atria, because blood is pumped with high pressure from the ventricles. So ventricles have thicker wall. Okay. So we can see double circulation in our body. So we can see double circulation in mammals, birds, amphibians and reptiles, and fishes it is single circulation. So more about double circulation and single circulation that we can study in next video, that is part 3 of circulatory system, and also about the advantage of this separation of left side and right side, why it is completely separated, that also we can study in next video, that is part 3 of circulatory system. So don't miss it, watch that also.